Hey everybody, it's Seth Jones, Editor-in-Chief of Golfdom Magazine. I'm at the 2017 Golf Industry Show in Orlando, and I'm being joined by a true gentleman of this industry, Steve Mona, CEO of the World Golf Foundation. Steve, thanks so much for taking the time to come by and see us and visit us here at the Golfdom booth.
Glad to be with you. It's great to be back, Seth, and spend a few minutes together.
Good. Yeah, we worked together a long time ago. So I got a press release from you guys. Always appreciate the news that you guys are sending out, and it was really interesting to see the amount of money that you guys have figured out that golf collectively has donated to charitable causes out there. Blows away every other sport. Well, it's an impressive number. That's good that you guys are sharing that news. Kind of talk to me about that, and how did you guys kind of get all that data together?
Sure. So once every 5 years, we commission the National Golf Foundation to do a study of the economic impact of golf and also the charitable impact of golf, and that's what this study was about. So in essence, the NGF polls different golf facilities and charities to find out how much money is raised through golf for charity, and the number was astonishing. As you mentioned, $3.9 billion, which is more than the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL combined raise. It's actually a little over 1% of all charitable giving in the United States comes from golf tournaments or the like, raised through golf. And that equates out to 143,000 tournaments and 12 million individuals participating in charitable events each year. So it shows that golf's a charitable game. People who play the game are charitably minded, and it's a great story for the game.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about the golf economy right now. What's your sense of how the industry's doing across the board?
Well, the way I describe it is the golf industry is solid. At its core, it's very solid. There are about 20 million people who are committed to the game. The golf facilities that have sort of weathered the storm are in good shape and in solid shape. And so the challenge for the industry now is how do we grow? Because we've been stable the last several years. And we believe it's through alternative forms of golf where people get exposed to the game, particularly younger people, and then that gives them an appetite for the game, and that moves them later into the, quote, traditional game. So that's how we see our growth in the future.
Okay, great. Now, Golfdom has had a very interesting kind of couple issues here, and I did something stupid last night. My dad always told me, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about religion when you're in a mixed company. Well, we were talking about politics last night. I want to talk to you about politics. I hope you don't mind. We had Donald Trump on the cover 2 issues ago. This last issue, we said we had a survey where we asked the industry what their feelings were on Donald Trump. I'm going to ask you, what do you think Donald Trump means for the golf industry?
Yeah, we view the Trump presidency as a positive for the golf industry in 2 respects. One, he's a golf course owner, and he understands golf from the ground up. In fact, I was talking to Greg Nickel yesterday, who worked for him when he first built and grew in Trump Bedminster, where the U.S. Women's Open is going to be played this year. And Greg was telling me how involved Donald Trump was with the construction and the growing of that golf course. So that's one thing, so he has an understanding. But the second thing, and maybe more importantly, is we believe anyway that the legislative and regulatory environment is going to be more pro-business these next 4 years anyway. And as a result of that, there are issues that golf is involved with that are strictly business issues that we believe will be positive for the golf industry as a business. So on those 2 dimensions, we think it's going to be a positive presidency and administration.
Great. That's what a lot of our readers came back and said to us too, so we're on the same page there. Last question for you, Steve. You ran this show for years, and now you're here as a visitor, as an outsider. How do you feel about the way it looks and the way it's going? What's your take on when you walk around the trade show floor?
Well, I'm really proud of how this show has evolved over the years. As you know, Seth, when we started the Golf Industry Show a number of years ago, it was a little bit of a risk because we didn't know how all the organizations would come together to put on a bigger show, but I think this proves that that concept was valid. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is that I'm really proud to see is how this is really a fixture in the golf industry circuit, so to speak, now. So it's not just the people who are core to this show, i.e. the golf course superintendents, i.e. the course owners and other groups, but a lot of people who are part of the general industry, the bigger trade organizations, are part of this too and come here. So, and that was always part of the vision as well. So I give it a thumbs up in terms of where it's come. And it's been 9 years now since I left GCSA, and I've been to every one since. And it's been great to come back and see old friends, but also to see how the show overall has progressed.
Great. Well, thank you, Steve. Always good to see you.
Absolutely.
Okay, this
Good to
is
be with you, Seth.
this is Steve Mona from the World Golf Foundation. I'm Seth Jones. Thanks for watching Golfdom TV.